What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video and another video on the BMW. Now then, today I'm going to be replacing both of my front drop links, and that is because I'm pretty sure on the left side or the passenger side or the near side, whatever you want to call it, pretty sure one of the ball joints, I think it's the ball joint at the top, has completely just like perished. Obviously, you know, it's rubber. It contains a grease, and once the grease leaks out, you know, it just lets all kind of dirt in and the ball joint doesn't work as it should. So I'm just going to be replacing the drop links today. Whenever it comes to a suspension component, you should always replace them in pairs. It's good practice to do so. It just means that, you know, when you go for an alignment, that everything in theory then should be equal. So if you have something like a snapped spring, don't just go ahead and replace the one spring, replace both sides. You know, don't cheap out on something as important as your suspension components. So then, the brand that I have chosen to go with is Lemforder. As you guys know, I don't skimp out when it comes to car parts. I always like to go with OEM or better. Lemforder just so happened to be the company that, you know, manufactures BMW's suspension components. So I always like to go with Lemforder when possible. I actually have Lemforder, what they're called, trap rods and trap rod ends. I replaced them like a couple of months ago. And I know that the quality is honestly top notch. Now there's a good chance that the drop links that are on the car at the moment are actually the originals. I've got no history to say that they've been replaced. You know, and this is a 12-year-old car. It's a 2008 BMW E65 series. So, you know, they've lasted a long time. So in theory, these should last another 10 plus years, I guess. Yeah, there's enough waffling anyway. Let's get outside. Let's get the car up in the air and everything. Let's whip the wheels off, and then we'll get installing these new drop links. Okay then, so to start off, we've got the front of the car up in the air. Got the jack stands underneath the front subframe. I've actually got some chocks behind the rear wheels. And now I'm going to go ahead and take the front wheels off. Okay then, so with both of the front wheels off, we can actually have a look at the original drop links now, and as you can see, they bolt into the hub or the knuckle just up there. There's just a nut on the back side of them. As you can see, this is the one that's split, and I'm surprised actually how this wasn't pointed out to me when my car went for a recall. But yeah, as you can see, it's completely split open. There's just no grease even left in there now, so it's obviously not working as it should. And then we'll take a look at the ball joint at the bottom, which is obviously where it connects onto the anti-roll bar. This one doesn't appear to be split, but obviously we're replacing the entire link anyway, so yeah, it's just looks like one nut on the back, where it attaches to the anti-roll bar, and like I said, just the one at the top there. So it should be relatively easy, but let's see how easy these nuts come off. Okay then, so I'm actually going to do the bottom nut first, which is the one that attaches to the anti-roll bar. Now, if use an impact wrench, you can sometimes get away with just literally zapping them off, but what you usually find the case is that when you go to turn the nut, the entire ball joint just spins. Now obviously we're only going to find out by giving it a go, so I'm going to do that first. And this is a 16mm nut. Yeah, I don't think that's undoing it. Okay then, so if you cannot get it off straight away with the impact wrench, what you have to do is use a T30 socket or Allen key, whatever you have, to actually put in to the ball joint itself in the end, and then you just need to use a 16mm spanner. I actually have a ratchet spanner, which makes it a little bit easier to undo the nut. So basically you just need to hold the ball joint where it is and then undo the nut off it, and that is what I'm doing right now. And there we go. That's the bottom three. And now before we undo the top one the same, I'm just going to make sure to see that we can't undo the nut with the impact wrench. I can see it's just turning the entire ball joint, so got to use the same method, which obviously isn't a problem. Go. And that's the other nut off. And here is the reason that we are removing this drop link. As you can see, it's completely split wide open. Not good. Okay then, so before I install the new drop link, just going to make sure I've got the correct side, which does actually have an L on, which indicates it is the left side. Don't know if the original part does. It probably does, but it's just so dirty and faded and whatever else. But anyway, we just need to make sure that it is the same length, which we can see it is. So now we can go ahead and install our new drop link with new nuts. And now that the drop link is in place, you can just tighten up the 16mm nuts. I'm just going to snug them both up before final tightening. And that is both of the nuts, so the one at the top and the one at the bottom, both torqued down to 65 Newton meters. And with both of the nuts torqued up, this is what the finished product looks like. Nice and shiny and new. Not like this old thing. And with this side done, I'm actually gonna go over to the other side and do the exact same over there. That's the old one off. And as we can see, this one doesn't actually have any splits in, but it's only a matter of time before it does. And I've actually just noticed that there's different ends to the drop link. So that is what one end looks like, and that is what the other end looks like. This end is the bottom, and this is the top because it's kind of round where it sits into the knuckle. So you need to make sure that that is at the top. And with this side all torqued up to 65 Newton meters, and is that side done. And just take another look at the other side. There we are. That's that side done as well. Okay then, so that is another job done off the ever-growing list of things to do to this car, and it's definitely one of the easier jobs that I've had to do. You know, no taking the engine out this time. It's honestly a job that, you know, pretty much anyone can do. It's just a case of, you know, undoing 4 nuts. So if you do need your drop links replacing, do not go to the dealership. Do not take your car to a garage, providing that you have a jack stands, and some pretty basic tools. You can get this done well within an hour. So yeah, it's definitely a job that, you know, you should consider doing, even if you don't have any mechanical knowledge. So yeah, I think that's about it. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please give this video a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, because I've got so many more BMW videos on the way, and I'll see you guys in that next video. Peace.